Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, this is a transfer show. Tonight I'm joined by two great guys, two great friends of mine. That's Mr. John Sinclair there and Mr. Peter Proudlock. I'll give him his proper name, shall I? How are you guys? All right?
Not too bad, Tony.
Not too bad, Tony. Mate, how are you? You good?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Just, I look and I think, God, it's all drama at the moment with all these transfer rumours going around and everything like that. But you know what? Wouldn't be Newcastle United if it wasn't, would it? So look, the end of the day, it is what it is. Still a long way to go on the way. It's still about 9 days left in the window. So look, there is still plenty of time. But look, we are going to get into it anyway, and we'll talk about it. By the way, transfer links, what we talk about tonight. We are not in the nose, by the way. We are not these ITKs that are on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. We are just reporting what the media are linking us to. What player the media link us to, we'll report on that player. Their strengths, their weaknesses, their character, whatever. But that player is definitely not signing unless that player is standing there with a black and white shirt on and the scarf above their head at Newcastle United's football ground. And it's been announced properly by the club as well. So just want to put that little disclaimer out there before anybody says, I think they're ITKs. We're not. Anyway, before we start this show, if you do like what you see, then please do smash the like. It does help the channel to search, and it means new viewers find it more easily. This is being stream shared, by the way, as well. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe. Come be part of this great community gotcha. Also, hit the bell notification. That tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p. You can do that clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation, do that in chat. Click on the dollar sign using the super chat, super thanks function. All money reinvested back into the channel to bring you these great shows as well. Now, that's said and done. Right. So like I say, a lot went on last week, football-wise. And I did mention this on John's channel on Monday, I believe. Yes, Monday. So whilst I'm on my channel, I'll put it up now. So yes, cock of the week. The cock of the week went to, it was between a few people, but I'll give it to Ben Diaz for his cheating. The Chilean cheating. So there we go. There you go, Ben Diaz. An ex-England under-21 international, went to be a Chilean international. Added Diaz to the end of his name. But there you go. Your cock of the week, mate. Your cock of the week. Well deserved as well. So enjoy your reward. Right, okay. Let's get into some comments first of all before we get on to the... So anyway, Frosty's in. Hi, Frosty. Hope you're well. He says, Tapsoba, I'm so over Guehi. Not because of him, but that greedy parish, yeah, absolutely. I forgot Ari, lads. Yeah, absolutely fine, mate. Thank you very much. Brian says, even I can't believe that this Guehi deal is close. Sounds like we are going to pay 70 million. I just hope it comes in by Sunday. If it is, remember, not our money. And Virgil van Dijk went for the same price. Yeah, he went for 75 million. We'll see about that. Toon says, Mag Debates. Hi, Mag Debates.
You well?
Brian says, I'm just waiting for an Ornstein drop at this point. Bizarrely, Parish is selling all his best players. Well, yeah. Parish got karma today, by the way. I mean, if anybody hasn't seen this or heard of this, anyway. So, it's been well known. It's been well documented. Crystal Palace, obviously, because it looks like now that Joachim Andersen is now on his way to Fulham in a £30 million deal.
Having his medical, Fulham, I believe.
Fulham, yeah. Fulham, I hope. Joachim Andersen.
Wow.
For about 30 as well.
Pounds. And they're trying to push it through so he can play on Saturday. So they're trying to beat the midday deadline on Friday. So he's got a medical and everything. So anyway, so we know that Palace need a centre half. and they have been heavily linked with the Wolfsburg centre-half, Maxence Lacroix. Now then, now it looks like Parish is getting a taste of his own medicine here, because he's gone to Wolfsburg and he said, can we bid £14 million for Lacroix? Wolfsburg have come back and said, if you want Lacroix, £14 million. Now, what I say to Parish is, if you want to buy a superstar, you pay superstar money. Isn't that right, Steve? Because isn't that what you told Newcastle United? If you want to buy a superstar, you pay superstar money. So I tell you what, Parish, that is karma for you. The amount of times you've been on TalkSport, BBC, whatever you've been on. I mean, I've never known an owner to come out and speak so much about a transfer in all my life, if I'm honest, the way he has gone on over this. But I tell you what, Parish, that is karma. And I hope you're enjoying your karma. Because I hope Wolfsburg drag every single penny out of your dirty little pockets.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So take that, Parish. And if you're watching this, I hope you are watching it, but you're probably not.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, on the wee. Absolutely. Karma's a bitch, and it'll always come back to bite you in the arse. And that's exactly what it's doing to Parish. And I hope Wolfsburg do drag every penny out of him. The tight git. Hi, John, Tony, John, and PD.
Hi, Tulsi, how are you?
Jake says, Sandro, ole, ole, ole. Absolutely, mate.
Like
evening,
chat.
all. Good evening, Ian Fleming. Hope you're well. No, I didn't fall asleep. I did say we were starting. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Julie Jackson.
Julie,
hope you're well.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
Yeah, man, he's good. He's good. Nothing happened short. Joke, of course, absolutely a joke. Tony, did you win Speedboat on the darts yesterday? No, I didn't win anything.
He's compared the game bullseye.
Yeah, John's team evening. Lee says evening to us. Yeah, we're absolutely fine, Lee. Hope you're well. Something will happen, absolutely, Julie. Not in the know, absolutely. Mick says big up, lads, and everyone in the chat. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay. So, everybody saying hi to everybody in the chat, by the way, and everybody wherever else you're watching, whatever platform you're watching on. Look, we may as well talk about this guy because this has been the ongoing, I would say, saga, because it has been a saga, hasn't it? I mean, look, there he is there, Mark Guehi. Now, contrary to media reports saying that this fourth bid had been actually turned down, it hasn't actually been turned down because it's never even been sorted out.
Well, no one
now,
mentioned it,
they were saying there's maybe a £5 million difference for this transfer. Look, for me, my personal opinion, yes, he's had a great Euros. He's a good player. Let's be honest. But do I think he's worth the money that's being bandied about him? £70 million? No, I do not. I do not even think he's worth 60 million. I'm sorry. Maybe 50 million at a push. 60 million, maybe a bit over the top. 70 million, definitely well over the top. Parish trying to get as much money as he possibly can. I'm going to come round the table. Right, John, give me your honest opinion on Marquis. Is he worth the money, or how much would you think, if you were the owner of Newcastle, how much would you want to pay for him?
The most I'll pay for him, but he's got 2 left on his contract. To be honest with you, no more than 50, to be fair. Between 40 and 50 million quid, right? And I'm not being funny, right? But what has Guehi won to want 75 million quid? What has he won? Yeah? I'm not being funny, right? But what we're doing here, right? We're paying for English Newcastle tax here because we're paying more because he's English, right? I mean, Steve Parish is playing a dangerous game here, saying that raise the money, right? Keep going. He's trying to create a bidding war, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, Guehi's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I think he had a fantastic tournament, fantastic Euros, yeah. But 75 mil on the base of $1 billion tournament euros. Yeah, come on, how we? No chance. I think Crystal Palace are trying to be clever. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to be clever. I can understand that they got to pay Chelsea something like 20% off the transfer fee, so they're trying to squeeze as much money as possible. Yeah, but he ain't worth 75 million quid. Absolutely no way. Yeah, I'm not being funny, but this is just getting ridiculous. This is why, Tony, I think we should go abroad and buy better players, yeah? Logan Costa, I'm sure we're going to talk about him later on. 25 million quid, yeah, for Toulouse. This player is absolutely fantastic. He really, really is, yeah? He has to play a lot of games, but he's got a lot. I mean, we spoke on before. I mean, he could have gone to Bologna, but that move has fallen through. What happened there? I don't know. But let's be real. He ain't worth 75 mil quid. I think Steve Parish is trying to fleece us, yeah? It ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's other videos that other players can go for, yeah? Go abroad, yeah? And we know that Jocken Hansen's moved to Fulham's fallen through because he's got an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real. I it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, they're just trying to be greedy, and they're trying to be greedy. Let's be real, yeah? I think now for me, Tony, I can't repeat in a minute, is to move on from Guehi. We put 4 bids in, got rejected. Let's not waste our time. We wasted about a week or so now on this guy. We're going to go into other players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The transfer window shuts in 9 days' time, right? I mean, now we've been linked with this guy. Is it Debassi from Chelsea? Come on, man.
Disasi.
He is awful.
Well, we're going to talk about him, John.
We'll talk about him later on.
We will speak about him. But yeah, and the reason why we're interested in him as well. That's why we'll talk about that as well. Yeah, I mean, Pete, your thoughts? Same question asked John. If you were the owner of Newcastle, how much would you pay for Guehi at the most? Would you pay the amount of money that's being bandied about?
See, 50 million at a maximum for me as well. I mean, yeah, he's not worth higher than 50 in my opinion. He's definitely not. You can understand why Palace want that amount of money, but if this 4th bid doesn't get accepted, absolutely just move on straight away, because look how long we've been on about this transfer has been going on about. Charlie, it's got to be definitely over a week, isn't it? Maybe coming up a couple of weeks.
I mean, Bob said that there, Guehi's not good value. We know we are paying over the odds because he is English, but he would be our first choice right centre back for the next 5 years.
Would be. Absolutely.
You're absolutely spot on, Bob.
Because he's 24 years of age, so he's very, very young. So
this is why we're paying. He's English, yeah? That is why. We're English premium. That's all it is, yeah? You have to ask the question. If he's won a cup with Palace, if he's won the Euros of England, okay, I get it. I get that. But
he hasn't.
He hasn't won it. That is the thing.
No disrespect to Palace. Their ambitions, mid-table, stayed up in the Premier League.
The thing is, I watched the Palace game on Sunday. Now, I watched it in particular because I wanted to see, one, how well Guehi done. And I wanted to check out a bit of Mbeumo as well, because I rate that guy.
Oh, so do I.
Now, and he's in my fantasy Premier League team. Now then, he scored, which was absolutely fantastic. Now then, thing is, though, he sat Guehi down on his backside and put the ball in the back of the net. So that was the first humdinger against Guehi. Then he gets a booking as well. And to me, look, I don't think Guehi had the best of games. There might be a simple reason for that. The one simple reason for that of not having a great game is his head's turned and he's thinking, I want to go. But maybe he's too polite of somebody to go and say to Parish, I want to put a transfer request in. Maybe he's just thinking he owes Palace to stay there. But then again, if you've got a player there, that's going to make constant errors like that. Palace were going to be lucky this season, to survive. So sometimes when a player's unsettled, the best thing you can do is sell that player. Now, he may have gone to Parish and said, I'm happy to stay in all this just to please Parish. But underneath, he might be thinking, God, look, I could be playing in front of 52,000 at St James's Park. Look what that crowd's like. I've seen that crowd. I've witnessed that before. I've sampled it. It's a great atmosphere. You know, you see the flags flying and everything, and it's like, oh, I want to be part of that. But then I can't really go to the chairman and say, well, I want a transfer request, because he brought faith by giving me this opportunity at Palace, and I've got the England team. So, I don't know. I don't know the lad. I don't know Mark Guehi, but he does strike me the type that doesn't seem the type that wants to make a fuss, if you know what I mean. Where you see some players and you go, they're the type that are going to make a fuss, And I don't think he's that type of lad. I mean, John, what do you think?
I don't think he is. It seems to me that when you watch his interviews, he seems calm, he seems cool, shy guy, And I just don't think he's that kind of guy. But I think he wants to leave Palace on good terms, because he's done good for Palace as well. And, he's had some fantastic performances for the Croydon club, and he's a Croydon lad. But for me, I just don't think he will. But if he was to put a transfer request in, I think Palace fans will turn on him. But I think he wants to do things by the book. And if that's what he wants to do, then big up to him. But for me, I mean, I think I agree with most of you guys. If they put the final offer in that gets rejected, it's best to walk away. Personally, we don't know if Newcastle has walked away from the deal. Nobody knows. But one thing I'm going to say quickly, right? I mean, I've seen people, I'm going to go at Darren Neal saying to get your finger out and start doing business.
Sorry, John, I've just got to stop you there. Sorry, I've just got to stop you a minute. Breaking news coming through from Ben Jacobs, and it's not concerning us, by the way, but it's concerning the player that I would love to have had at Newcastle United, and I can't believe this is going to happen. This is going to absolutely... I'm gutted here. I'm gutted. Right, and he's going to go to Fulham, which I'm absolutely bloody gutted at, and I'm damn well sure annoyed that we are not in for him. Anyway, Fulham have agreed a €15 million plus €5 million package with Lyon for Ryan Shirky, right?
Oh.
The 21-year-old attacking midfielder is in the final year of his contract and has been training alone ahead of a move away. Why the hell aren't we all over this? Because I would love him at Newcastle.
Tony, you need to ask. You need to ask around. The thing is, this people, right? People, right, are sick and fed up and having a go that happy clappers, yeah? We are not happy clappers, yeah? But at the end of the day, I just had a tweet off someone to say the off club is being professional run now. Professional run, yeah? The problem is, right, who's the scout now? What's going on? I mean, Eddie Howe's come out. Eddie Howe's come out, thank you. Eddie Howe's come out and say it's been a tough window. No, it has not been a tough window, yeah? There's business to be done, right? Go out there, recognise you're going to get, stop making excuses, and go and get that player, yeah? It's now another 9 days to go through the window. People say, yes, don't have a go, don't get overreacted to that thing. Yeah, shut up, yeah? We, as fans, got to be worried. Brighton spent 140 million quid. Villa, West Ham spent well over 100 mil, right? And let's be real, right? We're Newcastle Football Club, yeah? Go out there, get the targets in, yeah? Why have we got to wait now, right? Why have we got to wait till now to put our skates on, Tony, Pete, and people on the chat, yeah? We're supposed to be
John,
the world, yeah?
Thing is, John, with Brighton, though, they've got a lot of money, because when you look at Brighton's FFP, their FFP bar's quite high. Because when you think, when they sold the likes of Cucurella, Yves Bissouma, because they sold him to Spurs, and they sold Caicedo as well to Chelsea, that was over 250 million quid in transfers alone.
Yeah, it was.
So when you think their FFP bar must be so high, and I mean,
it probably is.
Imagine if they were to sell Evan Ferguson. I mean, Jesus, he'll go for some money in time to come as well.
Pascal Gross has gone as well.
What's the team? He doesn't have a cracking season this season. Gets goals and assists this season, and next season, say Barcelona or Real Madrid come in with 100 million or 150 million pound bid for him. You just don't know, do you?
No, exactly. But it's true. It's true. They got the money to spend it, yeah. But what it is, right? We sold, right, Minty, right. I know people's going to say because of PSR, Tony, Pete. There's other players we could have got rid of. we could have got rid of about 6 or 7 players, yeah? There's players on there on big money are not good enough for Newcastle United. We should have got them out the door, yeah?
Yeah.
And I hope, and I'm going to say this now, I hope, right, that we start well. Because I tell you now, or we need to get a defender in. We need to get a right side midfielder in. We know that, yeah? There's players out there. And we wasted a week trying to get Guehi, right? A week. And we still can't get that guy over the line, yeah? We still got Murphy and Miggy, right? Still at the club, yeah? Still at the club. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it how it is. And I don't care if people jump on us, right? We should have got the players in before pre-season, yeah? And I can understand,
John.
I can understand that we can't get rid of the players that don't want to go, right? But we could only try. You know, look at Alison. I'll be quick on this. Sorry, I'll be quick on this, right? I don't want to come in. Alison Maximin, big up to him, right? He knew the situation, right? He's been told he's got to move on. What's going on? And you know what? He must have been on about 80k a week. And said, okay, yo, cool. So it's good of the club, I'll move on. Why are other clubs sitting there, like Ryan Fraser, can I be bothered to move on? Why?
The fact is, John,
rises up, guys. Sorry.
It could be another thing, John. The club might show the interest in the player, but when they look at the wages, how much he's on at the club, they'll probably say, nah, sorry, not paying that. Can't afford to pay that. And again, we have look at what have we give silly wages to, and again, previous ownership.
But you can see, I understand, Pete. I understand what you mean, right? But it just winds us up, man. I want the best for the football club. I want the best for the club. We're not doing trophies. We're not battle for the title. We want to battle for top 4 every season, yeah. But there's players there aren't good enough. I mean, if we don't get European football next season, right, or Champions League, or win a trophy, right, we're going to lose our better players like Isak, Bruno, Gordon. They want to win things, yeah?
Yeah.
They want to win things.
Yeah.
And we haven't won a thing since 1969, domestic in 1955. We should be aiming for trophies. It's all about winning trophies. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I mean, look, John, I'm just, the Ryan Cherky thing, I really just don't get that because,
Why do you just hijack it? How do you hijack it? Why do you just hijack it?
You could hijack, John, we could hijack that quite easily.
Absolutely.
This lad can play in 3 different positions, right? He can play as a left winger, an attacking midfielder, and a right winger. And I know that's where Bia's coming in with his thing there, we don't need him the midfielder. But Bia, he can play as a winger as well. He can play on the right wing or the left wing. So we've got a versatile player. So he's not just a midfielder. And the lad is a cracking player. Obviously, because he's at the last year of his deal, they just want to try and get rid of him. And I think we should have been all over this. This would have been one hell of a steal. I'm sorry. This would have been an absolute steal. Because you're getting them for 15 million euros, which is about 10 million quid, plus 5 million euro in add-ons, which is probably equates to about 2.5 million quid. So what? 12.5 million quid for a player that's going to be a class player, and Fulham's getting them. If all teams to buy someone like that, Fulham, I just don't understand that one.
Maybe it's because Fulham are looking for an attacking midfielder if Thingy's left them. Paulinho.
Where's Andy Pandy? Well, yeah. Where is Andy Pandy? We don't know.
Well, one thing I'm going to say, guys, right? We better. All I'm saying, we have better win something this season, or right, we better get in Europe. Because I tell you now, our fears are worse. And another thing is, especially I love Eddie Howe, right? Don't be obsessed with English players all the time. You buy quality, whatever nation they are. And I'm sure Paul Mitchell will work his magic.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, don't forget to smash the like. I've got 42 watching on my channel, and John's got people watching on his. So if you haven't yet smashed the like, do smash the like. It does help the channel. And also consider hitting the subscribe as well on all our channels as well. I mean, look, right. I'm going to come to the first one now, John, because we've spoken a lot, I think, now about Guehi and that, and we all know the score on him anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to bring the first player on screen anyway. So without further ado, here he is. There he is there. And that is Edmund Tapsoba. Now I've seen mixed reactions about this. He's 25-year-old. He plays for Burkina Faso in international football. He's a right-footed centre-back. He's a class act, let's be honest. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen. He's got a contract till 2028, so he's still got 4 years left. Now, I've seen some mixed things on social media from some of our fans. Oh, why would he want to leave there? Why would we get him? We couldn't afford him. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. Come on, Jesus. Honestly, if we're going out to bid 65, 70 million on Mark Guehi, what makes you think we can't get Tapsoba? Now then, if I run through last season's stats, when in the Bundesliga, because that actually starts this weekend, he can play left back, centre back, and right back, so he can play anywhere across the back four, anywhere, which is marvellous, right? He started 23 out of 28 games. He was 3 times Team of the Week last season. He got 1 assist and no goals last season, but he's a defender, so he's not expected to be a goal scorer. Involved in a team that kept 7 clean sheets. Now, this is the interesting part on his defending as well. His ball recoveries per game are really, really impressive. 6.3 per game, which is absolutely brilliant. His clearances are 1.8, which is great as well. Tackles per game as well, 1.2. And I'll pick out one of the games that he played. Highest rating he got was against Hoffenheim. Bochum. VfL Bochum. So he played 90 minutes in that game. He made 1 interception, 2 tackles. He won 3 out of 4 ground duels. He didn't win his single aerial duel he had. He didn't win that. He lost possession 14 times. He had 116 touches of the football. His passes was 94 out of 106, so an 89% rate passing. 2 out of 7 long balls were accurate, and his 1 dribble attempt was successful. And obviously, I know that's against Bochum, which is like, you look at that and see, yeah, well, they're probably your equivalent to, say, maybe, if Bournemouth or Fulham, something like that. I don't mean to be disrespectful to those teams, by the way. But if you know what I mean, about a mid to lower half of the league, so like middle to bottom of the league. It's not exactly the greatest team, are they? I mean, he played against Egypt back in June for Burkina Faso. And we'll just have a look what he'd done in that game and where he played for them as well. Remember, Mohamed Salah was playing for Egypt, as was Trezeguet, who played for Villa, of course. Right. So he played as the right centre back in a back four. And his stats for that game, if I can get them stats up, which is not letting me have them up now. Come on, you had them up before. So he played the whole game there, but I'm just going to try and get them stats up for that game, but it's not letting me get them stats up, so maybe they haven't got no stats available for that game. But anyway, we know he's a class act. John, give me your thoughts. Edmund Tapsoba.
Well, he's a Bundesliga champion. I ignore that, but this guy is an absolutely brilliant player. He plays in the back three. That's how Xabi Alonso operates in the back three. I think he can play in the back two as well. Needs to be, like I say, he's right-footed, and the style of play, right? He is exceptionally quick as a defender. He's quick, and he's got strength. He's got the speed. He's always got a passing ability to play out from the back as well, and he's very, very proportional as well. And he doesn't score many goals, like you said, Tony. We don't expect him to, but this guy can defend properly, and he reads the game like a book. Yeah. The problem is, right? I think one of the chats is saying that he's got an 81 million release clause as well, because he also said to Xavi that he wants to stay. Now, for me, Would I take him? Yes, I would. I know people are saying that, oh, he's not going to leave Bayern Leverkusen because of Champions League, right? But Isak, Bruno came to us without Champions League, yeah? Trouble is, right? If you're going to go for the defender, right, and we need someone to play for us the next 7, 8 years, he's that guy. He's the goal-get guy because I think he's a really good defender. He really, really is. I mean, Lascelles has come to the end of his career in Newcastle, right? Fabian Schär, especially I love him, he's going to be here next season. I'm not so sure, right? And it comes, I mean, the wage wouldn't be a problem because if he came to Newcastle, he'd be on more money, 110%. However, right, this one's going to be a tough deal to do because if they do sell him, Leverkusen will have to find someone to replace him very quick. Whether they've got that time is another matter. But, Tony, you said there, the fans are split, right? Most of them don't even watch the Bundesliga. I watch the Bundesliga sometimes, and I think this guy is a really, really good player. And I'd take him more.
I don't think they're like dismissing the fact he's a great player, John. I think they're just looking at the fact and saying, basically, we can't afford him.
This is the thing. I mean, if they're going to go for someone, right, and you know you can't afford them, don't go for it because you know you're not going to pay the money. But this one's going to be on the knife edge. I mean, Keith Downs come out and said that Newcastle is in talks or dialogued. Dialogue is a new word.
Yeah.
About talking about this guy. I'd take him all day long. The question is, will Leverkusen let him go? Probably. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Pete, what's your thoughts? Tapsoba?
He is a really, great player. Again, it does raise the question, will Leverkusen let him go? But also I've heard that apparently Bayern Leverkusen are open to letting him move on, apparently.
Well, there is a mixed message apparently come out. Now, we don't know how true it is. And I think it was Jordan Cronin maybe brought this in Newcastle World. But apparently, Tapsoba himself has come out and said to Newcastle, come and get me.
Wow, interesting.
Now. But then, on the other hand, they're saying he's happy to stay at Leverkusen. Now then, so what? We don't know what's going on. This is just all, as I say, it's media talk. Now, if he has put a come and get me plea to Newcastle, now, the way I look at this is you drop all interest in Guehi now and you go and get him.
Yeah.
I think, Tony, if that
the only thing I wonder is if they are quoting 80 million, though.
Yeah, I mean, Mick says 90 million release clause, apparently.
Say 90 million release clause would have to be paid in one.
90 million euros, 81 million quid. That is very interesting. Because I'll tell you one thing, that is interesting.
See, great player, but would the club want to pay that much?
I don't think you will, Pete, to be honest with you, because you look at there's FFP as well. Do you know what I mean? And it's just scary now because it had been for FFP, right? Thanks to the Premier League has messed us up, right? Had it not become the player, we pay that money straight away. There's other players to buy, but now, unfortunately, they stopped us.
But Ronald said 81 million euros, so that's going to be around about possibly the 70-odd million mark,
75 million. Which if I want to pay, if I want to go up to 75 million, maybe for Guehi, then you go 75 million and get Tapsoba. But again, look, it's all rumours at the end of the day, and we'll see.
And one thing as well, Tony, I'm going to say this right. He is an international and he plays for Burkina Faso, and the African Cup of Nations comes around every year now, I think. Or every 2 years.
That's the thing. We'd have to lose him.
We're going to lose him for a good portion of time. So that's a massive
That's the thing as well. The African Cup of
Rumour
Nations.
Shirky's ejected Fulham. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay then.
We should be all after this guy then. Go and get this guy.
You never know, John. You never know. Tadibo would have been a good option if West Ham hadn't already signed him. Yeah, he's on loan there with a view to a permanent move. I think he's... Charles is saying take care, so obviously Charles must be off. Thanks, Charles. See you later.
Catch you in a bit.
Fulham too small, perhaps. Right, now then, I'm going to bring this next player on. This is one that I literally saw mentioned Well, I'd put the thumbnail out for the show, and when I'd set the show up and everything, and then this guy just happened to pop up afterwards, and I just happened to see something about him anyway. So now, apologies if I don't get his name correct, because I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, if I'm honest. He also plays for Bayer Leverkusen as well. So there you go. There's a hint there. He is also a right-sided centre-back. There he is on screen. His name is Odilon Kosunio. Now then, Odilon Kosunio. He plays for Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. He's 23 years of age. Now, the interesting report I've seen about this is apparently he's up for sale at £45 million. £45 million, because they bought him for 30 million. He's up for 45 million. Now then, Crystal Palace are one of the clubs mentioned with an interest in this player, and another unnamed Premier League team. Could that unnamed team be Newcastle United by any chance? Now then, I saw this and I was like, wow, hang on a minute. Where's this come from all of a sudden? And a lot of people are saying the unnamed team could be Newcastle United. Now then, let's look at his stats, right? And so he's 23 years of age. He can play right back or centre back, so he can play that position. He started 21 out of 22 games last season. He was in Team of the Week twice in Bundesliga. He got 1 goal, no assists. He was involved in 7 clean sheets. His ball recoveries is slightly less than Tapsoba. It's 6 per game. So Tapsoba was 6.3, he's 6. So they're both equal, I could say that. Tackles 1.4, interceptions per game 1.2, clearances per game 1.8, the same as Tapsoba. He had an error that led to a shot, but not that led to a goal, and he didn't give any penalties away either. And he had 3 yellow cards all season. Now, he's made 24 appearances for the Cote d'Ivoire since his debut in October 2020. Bayer Leverkusen bought him back in 2021, so 3 years ago when he was 20 years of age, from Club Brugge in Belgium. I hear somebody who calls the Belgian league, somebody called Rowley, but Belgium's a great country, and they signed him for €30 million from Club Brugge. So look, I mean, Brugge had originally signed him in January 2019. From a club called Hammarby IF, and they bought him for €3 million and then sold him for €30 million to Bayer Leverkusen 2 years later. I mean, look, John, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, if he's up for £45 million, he sounds a strong enough defender.
Yeah.
He's an Ivory Coast international. We know the Ivory Coast do produce some fantastic players. We've seen Drogba over the past years. Tiote, one of our own. Look, God bless his soul, by the way. Check Tiote. Now then, this guy, what's your thoughts on him, John? I mean, 45 million, if Palace are willing to pay that, surely if we went in and bought him for 45 million, that opens up, that means we can put a bigger bid in and have a bit more money for a decent right winger, because we need that decent right winger, John.
100%, Tony. But Cosino, I can't pronounce his name, but
I can't. Cosino, I think it is.
Cosino. That's it. Cosino. I've done my bit as well. He could also play right back as well. I think you mentioned that as well. But what's the strongest point is his tackling and his long limbs as well. And again, he's quick. And it's excellent. The timing and interventions is really, really good. And according to reports from 2 clubs, his tackling success has been fantastic. Sorry,
Brian sent me that as a DM just on Twitter before.
What's that?
That?
Hey,
I take it, Sunderland. I don't think you'd let your step foot in there, mate.
Wow. I think this guy. I think right. I mean, not playing much for Leverkusen, but when he does play, he does a job. He really does a job. 6'3", right? And he's good high third defender. Ivory Coast International again, and don't forget he is African Cup of Nations winner as well. Ivory Coast, and do you know what?
Why is it?
I'll take a punt on this guy. I really would take a punt. If it's available, I'd take a punt because I don't mind taking a punt on different players, Tony.
Why is no why is no assist for a centre back Poir? His main job's defending and stopping the ball going in the back of the net. That's his main job.
That's his main
when
thing.
He gets an assist or a goal, it's a bonus, but his main job is defending, so really it's not Poir.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, Stephen. I'll share the stats next time, mate. Yeah.
Think so, right? I mean, I think it's going to be worth a risk. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, look, he's played 73 games for the German outfit, right? And let's be real, 24 caps as well in his 4-year stint as an international player. But for me, I think it'd be worth a gamble, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? I think he's suited for the Premier League. I think he's physically strong. I think he's Premier League ready. And if his tackling's good and he's got one of the highest tackling, and then I'll go with that as well. So, I mean, look, I don't mind taking a punt on this guy. I really don't. And I know people's going to say he's got no Premier League experience, but at the end of the day, he's a defender and he's won a lot of caps at Ivory Coast. So, Ivory Coast players makes it in the Premier League 100%.
Yep.
Saha.
Martin saying exactly what I was saying to you, John. Martin says, I disagree with you, John, on PSR Brighton. They have sold top players allowed to spend with respect nobody wants. Wilson, Almiron, unless cheap, doesn't help PSR. Unless you sell someone big, it won't help.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go with
That's
Martin.
The problem we haven't got.
He knows his stats. He knows his stuff. And,
thing is, John, if you look at players in our club, how many, if you take out, apart from Bruno, Gordon and Isak, who else in that team could we sell for serious money?
That's the thing, isn't it? Livermental, if he give him a couple of years, Livermental, if he hits it running. Sven Botman, maybe when he gets his back. Yeah, but other than that, I'm
on about players that were there before the takeover, so like Almiron, Wilson, Jamal Lascelles.
Not very many.
Definitely not many at all.
Not many at all. If not all. If not one. I mean, Joe Linton and Tony Al came in, so I don't really count, but hey ho.
Yeah, absolutely. He says even City had to sell Alvarez $85 million spend. Sadly, how PSR works. Got to sell to buy big. Pete, what's your thoughts on Kasuno?
Yeah, really good player. A decent, really good centre back as well. Cheaper as well. But again, Ivory Coast, which means he'd be playing for the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, but then you've got to put up with that. But that's the thing you've got to put up with.
Well, I suppose you have to.
But then we're going to have share, aren't we? So it's not like we're going to be without a right side centre back even through the month.
That's a good point. But yeah, definitely would if he's going for 45 million. Why not?
Senior Pexwood. I don't think so because I wasn't on Pexwood. Why don't we re-sign Grant Hanley as a baller? No, thank you.
No, please no. Please no.
Martin says supported going to SLBSN. You had to make 60 million before spending can happen. With respect, Wilson and Almiron aren't making you 60 million quid. No, definitely not.
No, they're not. Not now. Definitely no way.
Yeah, I did star your comment. Sorry. Well, Predator says, check out Loaded Mag Show from earlier. Scroll through to 35 minutes and 43 seconds and listen to what Keith Downey says about the right
We'll
wing.
see what happens on that one.
Yeah, we will do. So I think, look, Nick Nack says we'll get a few quid for Pope. Yeah, maybe.
Pope's still a really good keeper at 32.
Joe Linton as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. So we've looked at both centre-backs now of Leverkusen, both right-sided centre-backs. That was the curveball I had to throw in because obviously he was the, he was the one that came to fruition there as well. So we saw the report for that one. Right. So going to go into the next player now, and look, we'll speak about this one now because I know John mentioned him at the start as well. So, right, here he is, and he plays in the Premier League, and he plays for one of the cartel clubs in the Premier League, and his name is. It's not Beverly Hills Cop. It is Axel Disasi. Not Axel Foley. It's Axel Disasi. Now, right. Axel Disasi. He was at Monaco when Paul Mitchell was there. And that is one of the reasons we are linked with him, because Paul Mitchell rates this man. Now, before he went to Chelsea, this was a player I wanted to see at Newcastle United. Because at Monaco, he was a beast. Let's be honest. He was a beast. Now, people might say, well, I wouldn't touch Disasi with a barge pole. Now, because he's looked bad at Chelsea. But can you honestly tell me, apart from Cole Palmer, obviously, you tell me how many players is coming through this Todd Bowley era so far
Very
and
little
look
of them.
fantastic? Because I don't even think Enzo Fernandez is worth the money that they
He
paid
apparently he was stinking on Sunday.
And now they've re-signed Joe Felix on a permanent deal.
I don't get that as well.
I don't rate that player. I don't think he's been great for the last couple of years. Now then.
Apparently Sterling's lost his number 7 shit.
Yes, he has. He's not rated no more. Right, so let's have a look at Disasi. So he can play right back and centre-back. So last season in the Premier League, he played 29 out. He started 29 games and played a total of 31 games. Okay. Actually, I best put this on screen. Sorry, because one of the viewers was asking about that on screen. So let me share this stats with you as well, so you can see. Right. So there they are. They're on screen now. So there you go. Alex Disasi. He's 26 years of age. So there's his heat map from last season. He played centre and he can play on the right as well. So you can see there he can play predominantly right. So he started 29 out of 31 games. He didn't get in Team of the Week last season. He got 2 goals for Chelsea. His expected XG was 2.43, so he's achieved that. He got no assists. He scored 1 with his head and 1 with his right foot. And if we go to his defending, he was part of a team that kept 5 clean sheets. His ball recoveries are slightly less than Tapsoba and, Kasuno. But look, 4.8 per game. He had 2 errors that led to a shot, but none that led to a goal. And he didn't give any penalties away either. And look, ground duels, he won 62% of his ground duels. He won 69% of his aerial duels. His successful dribbling was 71% as well. So, it's not too bad. And he got 6 yellow cards all season. Now, look, I know a lot of people are thinking, Disasi, I'm not really convinced by him. Remember, he's playing in a Chelsea team that's got that many players. There's that many players in that Chelsea team. You tell me how that Chelsea team's managed to gel. I mean, look, it took Pochettino most of the season just to get them to start gelling to some extent. And that's how they ended up finishing above us. Had they been gelled from the start of the season, they could have been in that top 4, And I'm not saying that lately. I'm saying that because that's how I think they would have been. Now, if I put Fabian Schär up against them, and we'll see the difference with God, there's a name. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? Right, hang on. Let's find Fabian. Where is he?
You probably have to type his full name in there, Tony.
There he is, Fabian Schär. There we are. So if we look at the difference between him and Fabian Schär, Attacking wise, Fabian Schär gets it a little bit. Creativity side, he gets it. He surpasses him on that one. A bit better defensively than Disasi as well, and tackling wise. So as we can see on that, obviously Schär is the better defender. But that's not to say Disasi is a bad defender. But there again, would this be one where you could say, do you know what? Get him on loan with a view to a permanent move. See how he does for the season. If he comes in and plays great for Newcastle for the rest of the season and looks an absolute baller, then you think, yeah, okay, buy him. But then if he comes in and he has a stinker, see in January, Chelsea can have him back. I mean, what do you guys think? I'll start with you, Pete. Disasi, I know you weren't too keen on that, were you, at the start?
It's a difficult one. I mean, yes, it didn't work under Chelsea, but who says it might not work under Eddie Howe if we're to get him in? Oh, it's a very tough one, that one.
It is, isn't it? I've just been asked there, can I do a Guehi and tell you what. Right, let's try that comparison. Let's see if I can. There he is there. Right, so I'll just put this back on screen so people can see it. And this is Disasi versus Mark Guehi. Right, so you can see that on screen now. Right, okay. So looking at the graph there, attacking wise, Disasi is better than Guehi. Creativity, Guehi is better on the creative side than Disasi. Not much in it though, not much in it. Technical side, slightly ahead in Guehi's favour, but again, not much in it. Defensively, he's better than Disasi. And tactically, he's slightly better than Disasi as well. So, yeah, so on that graph, you've got to say it's more in Guehi's favour than it is in Disasi's favour. But bearing in mind, this is going back to last season, you know. I mean, if I was to go into when he played in Ligue 1 before he came to the English League, and in the 2022-3 season, he started 37 out of 38 games for Monaco, scored 3 goals. His expected XG was 3, so he got that. Got 3 assists as well. Expected assist was 1.74, so he exceeded that. And if we go to his defending, clearances per game were 2.9. Again, he had 2 errors that led to a shot, but none that led to a goal, and he didn't commit any penalties. So we can see that there. If we look at other things, like his successful dribbles was 72%, similar to what he's doing at Chelsea. He won 70% of his aerial duels. Possession loss 9.7 per game, and he had 3 yellow cards. So all in all, he looked a bit better in France than he did in England. But we know the Premier League is a totally different league. So I just had to put that up there for Stephen Hawker. John, Axel Disasi, yes or no for you? Or
it's a hard one because you know what? Is he gonna? I mean, we want him before we move to Chelsea. But what I've seen, he has some good games, has some shockers as well. But for me, if he did come to Newcastle, I'm gonna back him playing for Newcastle United. But he wouldn't be my first choice. But if he came, I'll go with you, Tony, Pete. I'd take him on loan. I wouldn't buy him a permanent deal. It has to be a loan deal, if anything.
Yeah. Martin says, where PSR works, if you sold Gordon for, say, 90 million or more, you'd make around 4 times that on spending. So you'd spend 3 times 60 million million pound players. That needs revenue and plus wages. So it's awful, I know. Yeah, it is awful.
PSR, it's bullshit.
It's a load of BS.
Needs to be scrapped.
Get rid of it completely. Because we'll see. The fans will come together and they'll protest about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But to Saucy for the right money would be a good signing, says Nick Knack. There might be some easy The thing is, there will be easy pickings from Chelsea because the problem with Chelsea is they can only announce a 25-man squad for the Premier League.
They've got...
Where are they going to put these 50-odd players that they've got?
Some players are not in their European squad. And guess
Exactly.
what? Paddy Tosson's one of them.
Tosson's not in it.
Apparently so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, me.
Apparently he's not in the European squad.
I think he's done. I think the guy's done. I mean, I hope Sterling comes to Italy. I mean, Juve wants him, but
I've seen we should go in for Sterling. No.
He's on 320k a week.
Exactly. And the guy plays like Bambi on ice as of late.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I mean, if the fans get behind him, we get behind this guy, right? If you understand us, you put in a shift, but I ain't so sure. I think he'd be off to Italy, if anything.
Ronald says it was interesting with Keith Downey being messaged whilst he was unloaded. He hinted that we are close with Guehi and a right winger with a loan to buy, and his lass is ready to have their baby, lol.
Oh, yeah, I think Keith Downey's partner's pregnant. I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I am sure. Yes, I'm sure he is. See, that's why Madueke would be a good option, I would say, I don't know.
I'd take a punt on this guy, 110%.
But then you can't get two players from the same club on loan. That's the only difference.
That's the only thing.
I mean, I couldn't believe some of our fans put up there, oh, we'll get Sterling. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, no thank you.
The guy's finished.
He's done.
He looks a total complete.
That's why City got rid of him. Sorry, Martin, I know you're in the chat, but that's why you got rid of him.
Because, apparently, I think Martin told us that apparently he had an argy-bargy with Pep, and it was just like, if you don't want to be here, there's the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of mixed opinions on him at Manchester City.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is. Paul Gallant's in the Chelsea squad. Oh, God, yeah. Right, okay, so, DeSarcy was sort of like, maybe on a loan with an option to buy, but, yeah. But if we went out and bought him, would you be disappointed? Maybe.
No, I suppose.
No.
Right,
thing is, though, right, we just need to get a defender in now. Just get a defender in, man. It's come to a point now we need to get anyone.
Yeah, but we can't just go being desperate, John, and just panic buying. There's no good panic buying.
No.
It's got to be the right defender.
It's got to be. That's the least thing we want to do is panic buy.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Last thing you want to do is go out and just go, oh, we'll get him, and then he'll come in and he'll be absolutely shocking. But you're like, oh, why the hell would we pay for him for? You know, so right, okay. The next defender.
Me avoid Sterling.
Yeah. The next one is another centre half who we've been linked with as well, bizarrely. It's one of our old pals, you know, and his name is Joe Gomez. There we go. So there's Joel Gomez, who plays for Liverpool, 27 years of age. Okay, he's an experienced defender in the Premier League, and he's been around the England team as well. Obviously, he's had 15 appearances for England since his debut 7 years ago. Liverpool signed him from Charlton back in 2015 for €4.9 million. I mean, for me, Gomez, he can play right back, centre back. Aerial duels are his strengths.
What he did bad point, I would say, Tony, injury prone. Even Stevens just mentioned it just there.
Yeah, he is very injury prone. And I don't really want this player at Newcastle United, if I'm honest, Pete. It's not a player that massively excites me.
He's 28 years old as well.
Yeah. For me, I would say it's a no for me.
It's a definite no for me, unfortunately.
Not for me, because they sold Gomez. They can use that money to buy Guehi as well. So for me, it's a no for me. He's a good player when he's fit, but guys, I agree with you. He's 27 as well, and
plus how much were Liverpool quoting for Joel Gomez as well?
45 million quid. He's not even worth that.
Nah, no.
He's nowhere near worth 45 million. I would say maybe 30 million tops, but not 45 million.
No,
not for me.
Not in a month of Sundays. Not in a month of Sundays is he worth 45 million. My friends in the chat there. Hi, Harry. Hope you're well, mate. He says, big up, guys. Harry Scarf.
Big up, Harry Scarf.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to bring this winger in. Now, look, we're going to go changing from defence to right wing now. Now, before BFA can accuse us me of being the fan club or whatever, right? Okay, so look, I've spoke about this guy many, many times, right? And look, the reason I'm going to speak about him now is one, we are being linked with him yet again. And we seem to be continually linked with him, but nothing seems to happen. So I'm going to bring him on screen. There he is. It's Federico Chiesa. Now then. Now, I keep getting accused by BR because I keep bigging this guy up and he keeps saying, look, we know he's injury prone. Before anybody puts in the chat, he's injury prone. Right. He's in the final year of his contract. The Juventus manager doesn't want him. He's not part of his plans. He's available for 20 million quid. Apparently, Barcelona want him and they're offering £10 million for him. Now then, what I say is, he'd be great on our right wing. He'd be fantastic on our right wing. And also, this is where the other bit comes into it as well. Now, Paul from Toon Review had a video out the other day. And I absolutely bang on agreed with what Paul had to say on that video about Chiesa. Because obviously we're being linked with him again. And even Paul said a £20 million, grab it with both hands and take him because he's a super winger on his day. Yes, he is. He's fantastic on his day. We know that. And we know him and Tonali are good friends as well. Now then, as Paul said as well the other day, even if you get, say, 25 games out of him in the Premier League season, if he does have any injuries, but you get 25 games, don't worry, because we've got Jacob Murphy can come in. Or worse to it, we've got Mickey Almiron, you know. And I agree with Paul on that. I absolutely agree. And I think Paul from Toon Review is absolutely spot on. If he plays 25 games, we've got Murphy as backup. Because he obviously you'd play him Premier League, but you wouldn't play him in the cup games unless obviously we get to a semi-final or a final and you want to play him. But for me, 20 million quid, or if Barcelona are offering 10 million, go in and say, right, okay, you're offering 10, we'll give you 15 million. Outbid Barcelona, you know. I can't understand why Barcelona's in for him. But look, for me, it makes complete sense, you know. And then say, for instance, you get rid of Almiron and say you get a Madueke in on a loan to buy. Then you've got plenty of strength in the right wing department because then you'd have Chiesa, Madueke and Jacob Murphy. So you'd have strong options on that right-hand side. All of a sudden, the right wing becomes, boom. Like the left-hand side, we've got Anthony Gordon. We've got Harvey Barnes. Joe Willock can play there. Joe Linton can play there. You know, so we've got plenty of strength on the left-hand side. It's the right-hand side where we're actually weak, and that's where it needs sorting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm going to come to you first, John. Now, what I've just said about Chiesa there, what's your thoughts on that? And what Paul said from Toon Review as well, which I think Paul spoke a lot of sense when he said that.
Yeah, I've got to kind of agree because I like Federico Chiesa. On his day, right, Paul mentioned as well, if you can get 25 games out of this guy, that'd be a success because I think this guy's really good. I mean, he's direct, takes on players. Sometimes he fights it over the bar as well. That's his problem. But when he's on it, he is on it. Maybe the Premier League could be a good league for him. However, he's on 9K a season. He's on 9 million a season, so 9 million a season. And that's how much it's worth. Bruno's on about 8 million a season, yeah? So if he is going to come, they expect him to be the highest paid player. But for me, he's better than Miggy. He's better than Murphy. Yeah. But this guy, if he's fit, if we can just keep this guy fit under James Bunce, right? The new performance director, get him fit for the season. We got a fantastic player. Yeah. Maybe Sanchez Tonali wants him like an Italian mate to look after him and great together. I think he'd be a good buy, yeah, if he's available. But if Barca comes in for him, we can't compete with Barca, can we? Let's be real, yeah. But I'd definitely take him. I'd take a punt on this guy. I mean, old is he now? He's 20,
28.
26. He's 26.
Oh, he's 26.
Yeah, because that's what Steven says. He says, I don't agree with Paul. Could break down, be out all season. No selling value. He's 28, be 30, 31. Well, actually, he's only 26, mate. He's 26.
26.
And, I mean, look. But what's to say Eddie Howe doesn't get him? You know, his strengths are his playmaking. And what's to say that Eddie Howe doesn't get him strengthened up, and he might not have an injury. He might be fine.
Good point. Absolutely good point.
You know, he played 25 out of 33 games he started last season. He scored 9 goals. You know, he only got 2 assists. But, you know, he didn't play a lot for Juventus last. Well, he did play a lot, but if you know what I mean, he was mostly playing 67 minutes a game. That's what it averaged out. But look, I mean, on his day, that's a quality player, and maybe he just needs to change a club. Okay. You know, he just needs that change of club just to say, right, okay, let's go. I mean, look, back in the Euros against Switzerland, when Switzerland beat Italy in the second round 2-0, he played the whole 90 minutes. He had 2 shots off target, 2 shots blocked, 4 of 6 dribble attempts were successful. He had 50 touches of the ball. His accurate passing was 74%. That was 17 accurate passes out of 23. 2 out of 7 crosses were accurate. He won 8 out of 12 ground duels. He lost possession 16 times. He was fouled once. He didn't create any fouls. He made 1 clearance, 1 interception, 3 tackles, and a dribble passed as well. So he had a very good game against Switzerland. Fortunately, the result wasn't that great because Switzerland beat them 2-0. But look, Pete, what about you? Do you agree with Paul from TTR?
Yeah, I actually do. That's a good point. He did make a very, very good point. Who says, he couldn't come in and he might manage to stay fit with the new lad that's coming on board with the medical staff. So, do you know what? Yeah, why not now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not to say we're getting them, guys. It's just a rumour. But again, you know, it's one of them. It happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know.
True. We move on if they want to come.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, I only put it out there because of what Paul said the other day, and I thought that was very interesting what Paul had to say. I think it was on Monday he mentioned that. And it has been said that it's, you know, we are linked to him again. It was in the Chronicle. So again, you know, being linked with him again. Right. So I only wanted to go on that one briefly anyway. But I do want to bring, obviously, this next player up on the screen because there are rumours circulating again. And at first, my heart sunk when I saw that he scored a hat-trick at St James's Park. And I thought, oh, no, not Chris Wood. Right? I thought, no, we're not going back for Chris Wood, surely. Well, he's not a world-class player all of a sudden, is he? But no, guys. I thought the totally wrong player straight away because as soon as I saw the player's name, I thought, oh, thank God it's not Chris Wood. Anyway, because you can't just knock on wood. Anyway, all of a sudden, we're apparently putting an offer back in for this guy from Barcelona, and his name is Ferran Torres. Now then, Ferran Torres, we know he scored a hat-trick against us for Manchester City. That was a night Scott Carson played in goal for Man City. They beat us 4-3 that night. He can play left wing, striker, and right wing. Apparently, we're ready in an offer of about 35 million quid for him. I mean, look, Obviously, he's started in the Liga this season. He started the game and played 64 minutes. But if we look at last season's stats when he played, he started 12 out of 29 games for them. He got 7 goals and 2 assists. So he didn't play a lot last season. He was only getting 42 minutes per game. He still got in Team of the Week twice in La Liga. I think this lad's a cracking player. You know, I liked him when he was at Man City. He's only 24 years of age. His contract's for another 3 years. Do you know what? If you could get him for 35 million, again, people are going to say he's on high wages. But you can always substitute them wages by giving them a bigger signing on bonus or whatever, and then you know the wages don't then look so bad. Start with you, John. Ferran Torres, yes or no? And what would you have him? Yes or no, John?
To be honest with you, he's got a £1 billion release clause, yeah. But obviously, pay for 35 million. They paid for him, right?
Apparently, that's what we're putting in a bid for. Apparently, according to the.
That's how much Barca paid that as well. So he's surely going to get a bit more money for that sort of thing as well, because he's still a young lad, and he's still a good player. He's 24, and I'm sure Barca want a lot more than 35 million quid, because don't forget, man, they priced him away. I mean, they did Man City a favour pricing this guy away, because apparently he was homesick. Now, I don't know how true it was, but he was homesick and wanted to go back to Spain, so Barca got him, yeah? For me, he's a really good player. I mean, since he's been at the club 2022, he 15 goals and 81 appearances. However, I mean, I'm not sure if I have him based on that. They were a lot more. And also as well, according to reports in Spain, that he doesn't want to move to Newcastle. So he wants to stay and fight for the space with Barcelona. So for me, if that is true, Tony, I'd just say let this one pass. Because, okay, no one knows, but they pay 35 mil. We offer 35 mil. So it makes no sense that Barca's going to sell them for that money. They want a lot more than that.
Yeah. Steven says, Keza was born 97. He's 28. No, he's 27 this year in October. He's 27 in October. Keza.
Yes, yeah, 27 October, yeah.
27. Pete, Ferran Torres.
Really good player, isn't he? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would definitely take him.
Yeah. Predator says, all the times we've been linked with him and he's available if the club want him, I think we would have gone in for him by now. Don't think Eddie wants him. Sorry, Tony. No, don't be sorry. I only put it up there because obviously I agree with what Paul said the other day. It was a good point that he come out with. And I just thought I'd share it with everybody else, if anybody else has seen it. The club would have to raise Bruno's wages to match his. Pete WW, evening lads, love all 3 channels. Cheers,
well,
Pete. Thank you very much.
Big up, Pete.
Oh, Tony's been doing his research. You lot would be shit at poker. Yeah, we would be, wouldn't we? I can't play poker, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, I mean, Ferran Torres is he is a cracking player. But again, look, we're always going to be linked with players, and there's always going to be rumours. So at the end of the day, we'll just wait and see who the clubs sign.
Yeah. And one more thing, Tony, quickly, I'll give you a coffee. He's on incredibly high wages as well.
Yeah, absolutely, John.
Mason's just put in Forest have signed Moreno from Villa.
Wow, that's a good signing, Alex Moreno. He was their best left back last season, wasn't he?
Attacking left back.
Yeah.
He could be facing this next week.
I was really impressed with him.
Good player.
So, that's a strange one, that one, isn't it, really, that he's gone to Forest. But, be interested to see how he does there. I mean, Forest are on the verge of signing Nketiah as well, aren't they, from Arsenal? So,
Nketiah, Jesus. He's poor, him, like.
Well, we know he's poor, Pete. I wouldn't have him at Newcastle United, but there again.
No.
Forest,
I just don't
Forest
think
would
he's
have
not.
them.
Maybe, but I just don't think the guy's Premier League quality. Even Arsenal fans say it as well.
Yeah, and Arsenal give him a new contract, didn't they, as well?
He's
Game
really
of the
poor.
game
Remember?
start a new 5-year deal. He's on 120k a week, and he's got 2 unreleased shirts to number 14. But for me, I do not rate this guy. I'm sorry, but I know Arsenal fans who I've spoken to say, John, go and get this guy. Go and get this guy.
No,
He'd be
I can't.
fantastic in Newcastle.
Think about why Havertz has become the false nine for Arsenal now.
Yeah. And you know what it is, Pete, right? If you get a Ketia, right, and we say that he is not good enough for Newcastle United, I guarantee you social media would be on our case. But the fact of the matter is, right, we don't care because we say how it is. He's not going to win
The games I've seen in Ketia play, he just doesn't look quality at all.
Not at all.
He might have won a couple of good games, but nah.
No, not for me, Pete. Nah.
Right, I'm going to bring this next player on, and then what I'll do is I'll go into some questions that I've started. So, so like the last question I got there from Stephen, we'll come back to your question, Stephen, in just one moment, mate. Right, okay. So, the next player who's been linked heavily with our club as well. And look, we've spoken about him before in a previous transfer show. And he doesn't need much introduction, does he? England under 21 international. There he is, Noni Madueke. Now then, a European winner alongside Anthony Gordon. Now then, Madueke, 22 years of age. He's an inverted winger. He's left-footed, but he plays on the right wing. Passing are his strengths. He's got no weaknesses. Now, people mention his attitude. Okay, because we're seeing him have an argument over a penalty. How many players do you see from different clubs have arguments over a penalty? We've seen it Newcastle United players arguing over a penalty before. Yeah. So look, I take that with a pinch of salt. Remember, Chelsea is a club that's totally in disarray. They're saying that many different players. No wonder the players are, the way they are with attitude issues. He may come to Newcastle, he may drop the attitude, and he may be a different player altogether. He may knuckle down and think, no, I want to make something. I want to show people that I can do this, and we know the guy is quality. Last season he scored 5 goals, got 2 assists. He scored 1 with his head, 3 with his left foot, 1 with his right foot. So he can actually score with his right foot more than what Miggy can. And he won 2 penalties as well. His accurate passing per game is 89%, which is pretty decent. His cross is 18%, but again, that can be worked on. He didn't have any errors that led to a shot or a goal. He didn't commit any penalties either. He had 2 yellow cards all season, no red cards, so very good disciplinarian as well. Chelsea signed him from PSV Eindhoven for 35 million quid. Well, 35 million euros, so around about 30 million quid. Obviously, he came through the PSV academy. I'll start with you, Pete. Madueke, yes or no?
Yep. Yes, definitely for me. I think he's an upgrade on Miggy, and I think he's an upgrade on Murphy as well. So, yes, I would definitely take Madueke. We need that position sorted out as well. We really do.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, John?
Yeah, I'll go with Pete on that one as well. I mean, look, if anything, it'd probably be a loan deal. These are permanent, but people are saying that he wants to stop at Chelsea and fight for his place, but unfortunately, he's not even 25 by the looks of it. So if that's the case, then the only option he's got now is to come to Newcastle United, and I'll take it with open arms. You've got to give the guy a chance. You know what I mean? He's young, he's talented, and he can dribble as well, which is a good thing. But
yeah,
he can come here and can make a difference. Then he can also speak to Lewis Hall, by the way, and tell him what's it like playing for Newcastle United, and Lewis will tell him straight.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to share his comparison with Miguel Almiron here, okay? So, Right. So that's up on screen now, so you can see that now. Right. So Miggy's in the blue, and obviously Madueke is in the green. So as you can see there, he's attacking is that basically on par with attacking side of it. Creativity side, Madueke edges that one. Technical side, Madueke definitely edges that by a country mile. Defending, Miggy obviously edges that because we know Miggy can get back. We know what Miggy's like. You know how many times he's helped Trippier out. And also, tackling wise, Miggy wins that hands down because we know he does that, getting back and tackling and things like that. So look, Madueke's better on the creativity and the attacking side and technical ability, but not as much defensive. But then that can be worked on as well. I would definitely say yes to this on a loan to buy.
Yep.
A loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. Because and then if he does well until the end of the season, then we can go in and see, right, bang, there's the money. Thank you very much. That's another player we've took from Chelsea. We know Chelsea fans are in meltdown still because they're not happy about losing Lewis Hall. They are still going on about it. They are putting videos on Twitter and saying we miss him. Why did we sell him? He should never have gone. And Chelsea fans realise, and I know a Chelsea fan, he said to me today at work, he said, you know what? He says the biggest thing was, he says, getting rid of Lewis Hall. He says, that, he says, could come back and haunt us big time. So, I mean, even he's not happy with the way the club's going on. He says, to be honest with you, he says, I don't like the way we're buying all these players because I'm just like, well, what the hell are they? Does he want to know what he's doing?
He just thinks buying them and thinks like it's going to turn into a miracle. It's not going to. No, absolutely not. What if they get slapped badly breaching PSR rules?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well with Chelsea is it's like Bowley's trying to create a team that he thinks he's playing FIFA, and he's not playing FIFA at the end of the day. It's real life football, These are real life players. It's not like going on a PlayStation or an Xbox or any other game consoles which are available and going on there and playing FIFA Ultimate Manager. It's totally different to that, So I don't get where he's coming from on that one, to be honest with you. But look, if the availability is there for Madueke, then I think, yeah, definitely go in for him on a loan to buy scheme, a loan to buy at the end of the season. And I would take that all day long, just put down, say, what, a £5 million loan, £5 million transfer for the loan. And then at the end of the season, if it's 30 million, you pay 25 million. And then you've got him because you've already paid the loan fee. So, yeah, I could see that working. But this is Todd Bowley when he first came to Chelsea. First thing he said was, I tell you what the Premier League needs at the end of the season. They need a playoff game, the North versus the South. No, Bowley, we do not need that because at the end of the day, we are not America. We are not the MLS. We do not have the MLS All-Stars here and everything like that.
Nope.
That's in America. Don't start bringing American things into the English game. We do not want that. I do not want to see the North versus the South. I would be mortified if that ever happened because then that would be us going down the road of the Americans. And we copy too much from the Americans in this country to start with. I don't want any more coming into here. And stuff like that. Aussies play that sort of game as well. In the A-League, they have the A-League All-Stars and they play, because we've obviously played against them in the after the season ended. But look, definitely don't want it in the English game. Not at all. He has just come out with an interesting thing there. And I was going to come on to Trippier actually shortly. He says Kieran Trippier's had his name removed from his private box at St James's according to a journalist, Joel Bland.
See, yes, but also Paul was discussing on this, who say that his boxing might not be getting refurbished.
Yeah.
It could be getting done out. They might put a new name on the. They might improve the name on the box as well.
But you see, Pete, a lot of people are thinking because Trippier and Target were both in that under 21s team against Sunderland the other night. Now people are saying fitness, but I'm thinking, well, hang on, Trippier played a lot in the Euros.
He did.
Yeah,
So
true.
why would he need to get match fitness up?
That's very true. This is why
I think they're leaving. I mean, we're no about Target.
We need to move Target on. Absolutely.
Apparently, we're willing to send him on loan, and we're willing to pay 60% of his wages. I think if we sold Trippier, and if we got say 10 to 15 million for Trippier, take it all day long. The guy's 34 next month.
Yeah,
and it would be an absolute great business sense to sell him now. We've got, if you look at the right back options, we've got Livramento there. Yes, we've got Harrison Ashby. I think he's going on loan again, or maybe if somebody offers, or if anybody offers good money for him, we'll sell him. We've got Emil Kraft who can play right back. So look, the thing is, if the Saudi clubs come in and say, "Oh, we'll give you 15 million for Trippier," take it all day long. Thank you very much. And Trippier will go to Saudi because it'll be a nice big last payday for him as well. So, everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner.
Plus, there's a proof of point that Tino could be the first choice right back now since he started on Saturday.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Can we compare Madueke to Murphinho? I will do, mate. Madueke and Mbeumo, that would be nice, Craig. Tristan says, you're wrong. Madueke has more clearances and attacks last season. He's amazing at winning the ball. Go back and watch last season. You'll see. I don't dispute that, Tristan. That's what, I don't dispute that. What I'm saying is I'm only going off what SofaScore rated him at. Maybe SofaScore are rating him at, like, from when he was back at PSV as well. So, look, I'm only going off what they're saying. I mean, look, I've seen games he's played last season. I've seen him tracking back. So, look, I'll take this player all day long, and I think you'd do for Eddie anyway. You track back because that's what Eddie Howe would instill in him, to track back. Like Gordon tracks back. Okay, Gordon didn't track back as much on Saturday. And I see a lot of meltdown. People are saying, oh, Gordon was poor, he was this, that. And look, he's just come back from the Euros. He's only had 45 minutes of pre-season with us in that game against Verona when he scored that great goal. And he's had the extended break. So I think the fans just need to lay it back and say, look, actually, okay, that's why Gordon's not been at his best, because he's been on an extended break after the Euros.
I believe so.
So look, give Gordon another couple of games, and I think he'll be back to the way he was last season, or if not even better than last season. And I tell you what, watch him fly this season. And if we can get the decent right winger, like someone like Madueke, on the right-hand side, who's young as well, remember. So then you've got a young front three there, because Isak's only 24. So that'd be fantastic. And look, watch us go. But all day long, I'll take Madueke. I'm just going to go into some comments. They aren't happy about losing Gallagher either. No, the fans aren't, no. The Chelsea owner doesn't grasp our mentality on team spirit. Agree, Tony, he's at FIFA. Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. Bowley's playing Monopoly, has a chance who sells hotels and she'll go down. That's again, he sells the hotels to his own company. It's a fiddle. It's a way of getting around PSR. He sells the women's team to his own company, another fiddle, if they wanted a lead character and Fiddler on the Roof, Todd Bowley's your man. Because he's the biggest fiddler on the roof.
So what it is, right? It's not a football club anymore. They're not a football club. No. They're franchise. They're franchise, guys. Franchise.
Craig says, a transfer ban for the under-the-table payments he admitted to. Spurs missed out on Willian because of it, so there will be a punishment. They've got to be transfer bans soon, haven't they? Yeah, there's got to be a transfer ban coming there. Keith Downey has said Trippier could be leaving. He's well past his best. Knick-knack says that nobody's paying 15 million for a 34-year-old defender, but there again, the Saudis will. Chelsea's long contract and stupid high wage is going to end up biting them right in the arse. It is.
Certainly will.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what it is. I mean, they've put Cole Palmer on a new contract till 2033. I mean, how stupid's that?
Ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Ridiculous.
What's happening with Ashby? Well, we don't know. I mean, look, I thought he was all right in pre-season. So we'll see what happens. The same with Jamal Lewis. I mean, Eddie's saying he's happy to have him around the squad because he thought he was all right pre-season. But then again, he could move on. Ronald says Downey also stated unloaded that Trippier and Target could gather earlier on. Gordon didn't play at the use, he fell off his bike. Do you know what it is? I think with Gordon is, I think when he fell off the bike, I think that's why Southgate's punished him, because he was on his mobile phone. But all he was doing, he was just trying to take some footage. Okay, yes, he could say it was foolish. But there again, you know, if Southgate had only bloody put his egos behind him and played him, we could well have won that Euros. Basco and get 200 players. Now, this must be on John's channel. Somebody's donated $9.99 to your channel, John. Guys, we let Anderson go for PSR, a swap for Oddie, then try and send him on loan. Why didn't we try and swap him for Simon Adringa or Van Heck at Brighton, both class?
First off, DK, thank you so much for the super chat, mate, and I really appreciate that. Thanks so much indeed. And if you're new, if you just subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, DK, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, we're trying to get rid of Lacademous on loan now. Apparently there's a loan deal lined up for him to go. Now, somebody reckons we're still trying to get rid of Dubravka to bring Trafford in. Now, let me be honest here. There's no way Trafford's even Burnley now that they lost Muric. Yes, they've got Hladky there, but I can't see them getting rid of Trafford now.
No.
Ronald says, is Keith Downey different to other journalists? I would say probably because he's not like some local journalists who are as bad as the national press. Yeah, absolutely. We know one of them, Mr. Doom and Gloom, Craig Hope.
All right.
Saudis haven't been making silly deals this summer. Not yet. Craig says 191 years of contracts at Chelsea. I know it's ridiculous, that. Diaby, the only big one. What happens to Ryan Fraser? Hopefully, he goes to Southampton. I hope so. But do you know what? It's the wages. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. This is the problem. We can't get rid of these players.
It's hard to.
Yeah. Tristan says, John, I want an honest answer, as you know how good Tapsoba is. Who is best friend on Newcastle, him or Guehi, who's only been at Palace?
Tapsoba's who is best friend on Newcastle, him or Guehi, who's only been at Palace? If you say who's the better player out of the two, then you're going to have to say Tapsoba, because he's won the Bundesliga and he's been in a competitive league as well. So for me, I mean, Tapsoba is highly rated and he's got a Champions League football, and he's also played in the final of the Europa League, which they lost by 3-0. Guehi, I mean, he's a good player, right? But he's not worth 70-odd million quid.
No. Eltel Cockrell, evening lads, good evening to you, Eltel. If you're new to the channel, guys, and you're on It's All in Black and White TV, do come over and smash a like, and do consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Help my channel grow as well. JJ says, guys, have you seen the spoof Chelsea team bus? I've seen a triple-decker one, if that's the one. Can we have Dubravka? You can have Dubravka, yeah. Pay the money, knick-knack, and you can have him. Fraser did have some good games for us last season, mind. Isn't Tapsoba buyout 85 million? Well, that's what they're saying, Craig. That's what they're saying. But it's all hearsay. Right, I'm just going to nip into these start comments because I did promise I would go into them. Right. Nathan88 says, we know Eddie loves an English player. This is an Eddie House signing. DeSarcy would be a Mitchell signing. I'm not so sure. I think it could be a Mitchell signing as well. Guehi as well. But look, we'll see what happens, you know. But DeSarcy would probably definitely be a Mitchell signing because Mitchell knows him from his time at Monaco. So, yeah. Darren says, hi, Tony, PD, and John. Love the show. Are we disappointed with the way the transfer window's been done? Look, I'll come round the table in a moment. Yes, it's a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But as I keep saying, you've got till next Friday to do the deals. So, look, I'm still confident that we'll get the deals done. How confident am I? I'm going to say 50-50. I would probably say I was probably more confident earlier, 80-20, like last week maybe or the week before. But I'm about 50-50. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. John, your thoughts on that comment?
For me, I'm gonna at this stage, and I'm talking about at this stage, right? Got another week to go, by the way. It's been a poor transfer window for me. But like you said, it's still time, but they need to get the skates on very, very quick. I mean,
Yeah.
Until you get a right winger, until you get a defender in, right? Then at the minute it's been a poor one. Yeah. But I've done a poll myself today, and someone said -3, -4. I even had someone said 7 today. One said 5. But for me, right, and then someone said to us, can you just wait until the windows open? There's still time. But Tony,
Yeah.
at the minute it's been poor. Very, very poor. I could say rating now, but it's been poor. But they got a week to fix up.
Archer came on earlier. He says, good evening, lads. I would take
Good job,
Tapsoba and Ferran Torres from Leverkusen. I think we need to walk away from Guehi. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Archer. I mean, look, I would take them two at a drop of a hat, mate. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. On that previous comment, Pete, what was your thoughts on the transfer window? Sorry, I should have asked you.
Yes.
How are you feeling about it?
It's not been good at all, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm still going to believe that a couple more signings will come in before this before this window closes. I'm still keeping the faith that we'll still get some more faces in. Surely we've got to. Surely we've got to.
Nick Knack, Southampton fan says, when's Botman due back? Well,
not for a
look,
while.
he's originally supposed to come back after Christmas, but we've seen that he's training well. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Botman's back in October.
I'll say could well be.
The way he's training, you don't see anything from Lascelles about his training, but Botman, the way he's training, it looks like he's getting himself up to fitness, so who knows? But time will tell. I mean, look, he could be back October, but I'm going to say, look, I would like to see him back October, but I don't want him rushed back. I want him brought back gradually. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the chances are that he is getting better, which is good. He's stepping things up. And Stephen says, question, guys. So this is for all three of us, so I'll come round the table. He says, do you think we have the funds for both positions, 100 million, right centre back and a winger? Right, Stephen. I think we do. I think there is extra sponsorship deals coming in that are getting rubber stamped at the moment. So maybe they're using that. So to me, I think we've got the money to do both deals. I really do. Only the club know what they can spend. We don't know what the club can spend. We can only guess and speculate what they can spend. But yeah, I think we have. Right, Pete, that question, what do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I believe we do as well. I believe we're still working on getting new sponsor deals coming in the ground as well. And if we get some players off the wage bill as well, why not?
Yeah.
I believe we will. I believe we can. I believe we should do it. We should have the funds for it.
And John, what's your thoughts?
Yes, there's money there. Excuse me. I believe you got money there, number one. And like you said, Tony, I'm sure they got sponsorships as being agreed as well. So you get more money coming in, which I think is really, really good. And plus the 68 million we got sold by two players, Elliot and Yankuba. And hopefully some more players will be out the door as well. So we should have money there with the Premier League earnings as well for last season. So yeah, I'll say 110%. And there's another defender I think is worth talking about as well, Tony, quickly, right, before we go on the next one. I mean, Richard Fossis made a good point. Is Pierre Schuurs, the Dutchman, 6'2".
Yes.
He has been fantastic for Torino. One of the better players since Sueta.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, John.
What a defender.
He is class. Simon says, don't we get money if Tony is sold? Yes, we do. I mean,
yes, we do, actually.
I actually brought this up the other night, and I actually got... Actually, people said it wasn't a bad idea what I thought of. So if anybody hasn't heard this, so what I said the other night was on John's channel was, now, okay, he probably wouldn't come to be a second place striker. But anyway, let's just put the scenario out there, and I just, just see what people think. So if I said, right, we've got a sell-on clause when Ivan Toney moves on. But if we were to go and buy Ivan Toney, we would get the money knocked off because of that sell-on clause. So my thought is, if we brought Ivan Toney back to Newcastle, minus the sell-on clause, so you get a bit cheaper, and so we could offer Wilson and cash for Ivan Toney. So Wilson would go to Brentford. Ivan Toney would come here. I think that would make sense because, one, you're getting a younger player. Plus, you get a player who knows the Premier League. Like Wilson, he's a goal scorer in the Premier League. Now, yes, the downside is he probably won't want to play second fiddle to Alexander Isak. He probably wants to be the first choice starting striker. But this is what I'm saying. I don't think that would be a bad move if we give cash plus Wilson for Ivan Toney and bring him back. Now, I know a lot of people say we don't want him back. His attitude,
I
we
said,
know he's
not
got
for
attitude
me.
issues.
Not for me.
But it was just something I just put out there. I'm not saying he's definitely come back. I'm just saying it. I just put out there. But at least, if you bring him off the bench, at least, he'd get a goal. He'd get a goal for us. And he stays fitter longer than Wilson does, let's be honest. But, it was just something I just put on the other day. And the fact, he did better as to lose as well. But look, I did just put that out the other day. I don't think he'd come back to Newcastle anyway. I don't think he'd want to come back here.
I can't see it.
Apparently Man United are looking at him as well. So maybe he goes to Man United because they've got no Highland, have this. So maybe they need to get him in. So maybe he'll go to Man U. Let's hope. Please go to Man U. Please spend 80 million quid on him and give Newcastle a lot of money back as well. So that would be fantastic. I know that's not going to happen, but you never know. Craig says, give Hasula Riero Sonda already and he'd be class. I wouldn't waste my time with Tony. No, it was only just something I just put out there. I'll just put out there hypothetically more than anything. Right, guys, we've been on an hour and 3/4, so we are coming to the end of this show now. I'll come on the table. Pete, give your channel a shout, mate, and what have you got coming up?
So down there, PD Pro, I know I didn't screen share this one tonight because I did one similar yesterday, actually. But yeah, that's my channel, PD Prowlock. I'll be back tomorrow with a match preview at 8 o'clock for Bournemouth, of course. And Friday will be the crazy show. Sunday will be fan reaction after the game, getting people's thoughts on what they think of the game against Bournemouth.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed, Pete. Because I gather you're not going to Bournemouth, are you?
No. Sunday as well, so nah.
Yeah. John, give your channel a shout, mate, and what have you got coming up as well, and we can see.
Thank you very much for having us on, Tony. Appreciate that. I think I'll go on Craig's channel tomorrow. Bournemouth fan, probably recorded show for the preview, and Friday I'm not sure what I'm doing, but Saturday I might either do the transfer show or the match preview. So I'll be definitely doing one of those on the Saturday because I'm not going to Bournemouth neither. So, which I haven't got enough points, which is fair enough. It's cool. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for that. Please subscribe to John Sinclair TV. If you haven't subscribed, and I know people goes on Tony's channel as well, Pete's channel, please, please, please subscribe to my podcast. It's just there, John Sinclair TV, and I've got just over 19,000 subs, and it's that simple. Just subscribe and go to my latest videos and hit the like button.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much indeed, John. Yeah, guys. So coming up this week, I'll probably have a preview for the Bournemouth game. So that'll probably be maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. There'll be a preview for that. I may do Friday and we'll incorporate what Eddie Howe has to see on Friday as well. Not sure what I'm doing Saturday. Sunday there'll be the pre-match, so do join me for that, where I'll bring you the both lineups. It's a popular show, so come on for the pre-match. And if you're not going to listen to Sky's wonky commentary, or biased commentary, because they'll be biased towards us, then obviously go and listen to TTR, Paul and Billy, and they will give you the unbiased commentary. So they give you the better commentary than what Sky would give you. But yeah, so that's what I've got coming up so far as well. But if you have enjoyed tonight's show and you're on It's All Black and White TV, then please don't forget to smash the like. It does help the channel, but also hit the like on. I know Pete's not sharing tonight, but John is. So if you haven't liked it on John's, nip over to John's as well and give him a thumbs up and all. If you are brand new to my channel, then do hit that subscribe. It does help the channel grow, and it means it means a lot to me as well. And I do appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel. It's not taken for granted. Also, hit the bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live. I'm a pre-record or any upcoming show. And like I say, also again, if you haven't subscribed to John's, then give John a sub and Pete a sub as well, as they will appreciate that as well, and they are thankful to everybody as well. Been a cracking show tonight. The time's absolutely flown. But look, Peterborough score 2 with Tony Moore out of it. Yeah, they get a sell on as well, don't they? So yeah, Tristan says Tony hates Newcastle, so it won't happen. No, I know he doesn't. I know he hates us. Look, I only put out there just as a hypothetical question, guys. I wasn't being serious that he's coming back or anything like that. Don't take it to heart. I was just saying hypothetically, in that situation, if he didn't hate us and things like that, would you be open to doing that? That's all I'm saying. So, you know, it's not, it was just a hypothetical question, you know. It's not happening. It's not happening. Don't worry. It's not happening. Well, I'm saying that. Don't take notice of me. I don't know. I'm not in the know. Anyway, he may end up going to Man United. Cheers, guys, says Stephen Hawker.
Stephen.
I mean, I would definitely like to see him staying in the Premier League. I don't want to see him go to Saudi. I think he's too young to go to Saudi. I think stay in the Premier League and, yeah, as long as he doesn't score any more goals against us. But, yeah, look, the transfer window's open until next Friday. Try not to be too downbeat on it. I'm sure the deals will happen. And maybe once the deals happen, they might come in threes like buses do, you know. So you never know. They might be like buses. Once one comes, another one comes along, you know. So don't stress yourselves too much on that as well. Hoping Eddie gets the Bournemouth curse off his back, yeah. And goodbye, everyone, says Julie. Goodbye to you. And Stephen says, how are you, the lads? Mate. Yeah, absolutely, mate. So remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white, as I always say at the end of every show. Until then, enjoy the rest of the evening. Probably some of you are ready to go to bed for work tomorrow morning, like myself. But enjoy the rest of the evening, enjoy Friday, and enjoy the bank holiday weekend if you are not working on a bank holiday. But until then, keep safe and sweet dreams, everybody. And it's how we're the lads.
We're the lads.
All right,
we're the lads.
And lasses.
And lasses.
And the lasses.